What's up guys, back in today with another reaction on the channel, and today I'll be reacting to the first episode of the Darwin incident, or Darwin Jihen. Not 100% sure what this is about other than a monkey. Honestly, I watched the trailer a few months ago and I was on board as soon as I heard the term Humanzee. Which is, I think, the main character. This is this weird human chimpanzee hybrid thing. I mean, the obvious thing to compare this to would be Planet of the Apes, which I've seen the classic movie. I saw one, I think the first kind of modern remakes of that. I didn't watch the other ones. Probably should get around to it because I've heard they're really good. But I like the classic. The classic was fun. So the ending, of course, was legendary. But I'm not sure this is going to be like that per se. But this is that's the only thing I could really compare this to. Not sure if it's going to be quite as grand as that or on that scale, but yeah, just an interesting concept here, I guess. Got anonymous right here. Oh, bloody hell, bro. Calm down, that thing. Also, what was that aim? Was that a warning shot? He almost looked a bit too surprised for it to be a warning shot. That was quite reactive. Yeah. Yeah. I shat myself, I'm sorry. I guess these are activists. But they actually are anonymous, seems like. There he is. Oh no, that's not him. Oh no. Oh, is she gonna give birth to Darwin, I guess his name is? Poor thing. So I think this is going to be quite a serious show, especially judged off this intro. But I was expecting something a bit more comedic. I wasn't expecting a comedy, to get me wrong, but I was expecting this to be what's the word for it? Unintentionally comedic. A Humanzee. Humanzee this. But damn, what abomination. So I don't even know if I want to know how they came to get that to happen. I'm also not too great with science and stuff, so don't expect me to know anything about Charles Darwin. In fact, I think science was probably my worst subject. Oh shit, it's I like these guys. These guys do a lot of the Tokyo Avengers openings. I forget their name right now, but I like these guys. Nism or something? Dism? Oh, Dism, that's the one. I like these guys' music. They should just grow up as a normal kid. Go to school. Surely not, right? You cannot put this guy in a normal ass school. Honestly, it's not awfully extravagant or anything, but the visuals for the opening actually make me a bit more interested in the story. The characters Like the array of characters we've got here, like probably going a bit too far saying this. Like I don't even know if I want to say it because it's not going to be to this level. But it almost reminds me a little bit. I don't know if it's the designs or what of Monster and Pluto, the author of those stories. Not sure if it's because the character designs look somewhat similar. I mean, the noses aren't nearly as big. they haven't got my nose, but something about like the characters there looked a little bit similar to that. And again, I'm not sure I wanted to say that because inevitably this is going to be nowhere near as good as any of the works from that author. Presumably, anyway, could happen, but unlikely. But the way the opening was kind of presented makes me feel like it might be structured in a similar manner, maybe. They've actually got like some parents. They seem like pretty nice parents as well. I can't believe we're sending this guy to school, probably public school as well. Not that like, I mean, private would probably actually be even worse. Probably get bullied even more. But yeah, I'm assuming he's going to get bullied and like segregated and like all the things you expect from kids to be judged. And yeah, like he's a fucking monkey. He's a he's a Humanzee. But like, what are you like? This can't be good. This can't have been the right choice. And also, like, logistically, you'd maybe it's like Hollywood of me to think this, but you'd think he'd be like. I mean, the activists kind of kept him away from these scientific places and such, but you'd think if the school knew about him, governments and other people know about him and like try and test him and like it, yeah, like I'm already kind of questioning the logistics of how you get this guy in a school. But yeah, he actually got some really nice parents, and I like. Yeah, that's the Humanzee right there. That's your reaction to seeing this? That's a first. Fucking. What do you mean that's a first? I mean, it is. But these reactions are on the low end. I don't know about you guys, but if this guy like just came to your school one day, surely everybody's going crazy, you know? But yeah, as I was saying, like surely like some like like the government or scientists or something would be trying to get their hands on this guy and like test on him and stuff, right? We'll read that in a second. I'll get over that because it seems again, who's to say what's unrealistic in a show about fucking Humanzee, but it seems pretty unrealistic so far. But I can easily get over that. To be honest, it's just got to make those points. So what did they say here? So he like they specifically used one of their own doctors' semen in the birth of this thing. Is that what's going on here? Like, why'd they know who the dad is? Why would you want to be known? Oh, I guess that's a very scientific thing. You want your name on it. I don't know about. I mean, I don't want to put myself in any situation regarding this, but I wouldn't want my name attached to this personally. So you've got a whole Wikipedia page. Humanzee, also known as a human chimpanzee hybrid. Organism officially recognized as the result of crossbreeding between human and chimpanzee. The first confirmed living specimen, Charlie, was born in 2005, so it's 2020 where this is set. At the is that Kornberg Primate Research Institute in St. Louis, Missouri, United States. Where else would this be happening? Let's be real. Where else would this happen? The hybrid, China maybe. The the hybrid was created using genome editing technology by geneticist Dr. David Grossman. Oh, okay. So I don't know too much about genomes. Like, this is gonna sound also stupid, but most I know about genomes is from Metal Gear, and Snake. So that wasn't. They didn't actually like use what I said a minute ago about this guy. That wasn't actually his seed, and he disappeared shortly after the attack by the Animal Liberation Alliance. The FBI continues to investigate. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Like I said, it seems pretty like actually like they're taking it more serious than I assumed it would be, and actually seems pretty damn interesting to be honest. Like I said, I thought this would be like a series. Maybe it's so bad it's good. Maybe it's like maybe there's some ironically funny stuff going on, but actually seems pretty serious and pretty interesting. Mystery Diana. Is it? Yeah, like it's gonna sound weird to say this, but everybody in the show looks German. So it's similar with the guy I was talking about earlier from the Monster series and Pluto. I think in those cases, lot of the time it is set in Germany, so it makes sense. I mean, I guess this might make a bit of sense as well. Mm, yeah, they're incredibly strong creatures, aren't they? You see them naked, which sounds wrong, but you see that you see when you do see like things like albino versions and naked versions of these guys, their muscles are ridiculous. They're just pure fucking muscle. Scary creatures. Really? That's misogyny. I mean, it's a stupid thing to say anyway. Is that how teenagers are going to be talking? Highly doubt it. I don't know about you guys, but for me, the issue with doing stuff, fucking useless cat. What's this cat up to? You call this a human cat? Because that I've never seen a cat so fucking useless. But yeah, it's usually the getting down is the issue, or getting up there. So there's something like cute about him, but also a little bit scary. Maybe it's the fear of the unknown. But rip the shoes off. Nice. I can't believe how clumsy that cat was. He's a hero. It must be weird having to wear shoes when your feet are pretty much hands themselves. Oh, was there any doubt? Like it was struck back. So he's even stronger, which is interesting because you think he'd be weakened by like his humanity in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like he gains in intellect, but he'd lose physically. Is what you'd expect if you added like human elements to a chimpanzee. Yeah, literally, I like the choice of voice actor for him as well. Um, but yeah, you'd expect like there to be benefits and negatives, but it looks like he's actually increased in physicality, judging by what they said there. Weird thing to say. I'm not even sure if I agree to that, to be honest. Like, I'm assuming eventually we might get technology that can do that. I think that's pretty clear that becomes the case. I mean, it looks like they wear the same outfit in the opening. See, that guy in the back there looks so German. Like, again, I'm probably wrong here, but I'm assuming this author was maybe inspired by things like Monster, maybe. Maybe it's a bit of a mix of like that kind of setup of things and Planet of the Apes and so on. I'll have to look up a bit more about it. Vegan. But yeah, this guy is just a walking stereotype, isn't it? The dialogue here. Does anyone like? I mean, there's definitely guys out there like this, but you like the people like this. I assume they just like exist online because of like anonymity. I don't assume there's anybody out there actually in the real world. I mean, there probably is exceptions, but like you see these people all the time online. Um, it's just like yeah, vegan. Oh, it's a woman. Like he's just such a stereotypical loser. You only ever see these people like you never meet. Like, I've never met anybody in person like this. Maybe it's because if you're not like this, you don't tend to go to places or invite people like this to you. Um, but like I said, you see this all the fucking time online. But this some of the dialogue is very kind of Reddit right now, isn't it? It's very I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it. Again, I'm not. I wouldn't quite say like unrealistic, but for teenagers, maybe teenagers talk like this nowadays, but it seems a bit kind of on the nose. Like, yeah, I don't know. Not very subtle. But yeah, I've never known anyone like that guy in real life, anyway. So just such a stereotypical bully loser right here. Aussie. Like, should you be saying that? You're worse than a monkey. Like, you've just done the same thing he's done. No, I mean, no one here is bad. Oh, sorry, I need to pause again. It's like her rebuttal here. Why did she say this? She's like sticking up for him, and then she says you're worse than a monkey. You've got a chimpanzee right in front of you. You're like sticking up for him. Yeah, you actually just insulted him as well. Like, fuck knows. Maybe there is a bit of too bad, too yeah, so bad it's good kind of element to this in some of the dialogues between these teenagers. Like, teenager, this guy looks fucking 40. But yeah, just to pick up what he says here. What about all those? Maybe this is. Oh, I see what's actually happened. I see what the dialogue's like this. I forget. I kind of forget because pretty much like 95% of anime is set in Japan. I've got to kind of rewire my mind to think this is set in America. So this is how Japanese people think American teenagers talk and stuff. Okay, I mean, pretty much all of my like social media and stuff from what I see in America, like American news and such, is very political and stuff like this, where they are just arguing and talking about shit like this. So it's I guess this kind of makes sense from a foreign perspective, actually, that all the dialogue would be like this. But surely they don't actually talk like this in real life. What about all those vegan terrorists? But yeah, makes sense now. Makes more sense now. I said that out loud. Oh, okay. So it's actually this isn't how teenagers speak. This is how you think American teenagers speak. Okay. Okay. Checks out. Where's the question, man? Shoot. This is stupid, isn't I wouldn't touch it, man. Damn. He's just being real. Hell, I would as well. Like a zombie, in a way. If he carried a gene He was normal, but he turned people into zombies if you got scratched them or something, and he was about to scratch me. I'd fucking shoot that guy dead as well. Fuck that guy. No, I say that again. It's very different in actuality. Would I actually do it? I don't know. I mean, my logistical brain says yeah, I'd like to, but I wouldn't like to, but I'd like to survive. But that was just a stupid question because there's so many arbitrary rules that aren't even like mentioned in the question, and like, oh, you can't do that because that's cheating. It's like, where was it prompted in the question that going to the hospital afterwards or running away was cheating? Nowhere. It was such a I was not expecting to ask such a weird question as well about an infected mouse. Why did you do that for? Yeah, you did. Why'd you do that, poor spider? Breaking the laws of nature right there. Yeah, okay, that's a nice thing to do. But it's a nice thing to do because we'll let the pretty butterfly get away. But you're fucking over the spider. So that's an interesting duality right there, no? Yeah, interesting duality of him answering that question saying he'd shoot the infected. Yeah, he. Oh my god, bloody hell. Fucking hell. It's cold. Yeah, he says that, and then he saves a butterfly from. He did. This is actually written in English as well. I mean, this is set in America. Who the hell are these guys? These are the. Yeah, you guys just killed people. There were people outside that building that you just killed. Jesus. What, like the microscopic germs? Does this not remind you of like Pluto? Why do these characters look so? I'm gonna have to look this up afterwards. There's got to be some kind of link between this series. Is it Urosawa? I don't know. I don't know the name of the guy. Fucking hell. So this is the guy from the intro segment. It's black dude. He's the one that saved the Humanzee, I think. Charlie. Like I said, seems like a bad idea all round, putting this guy into a public high school. We're about to see some repercussions of that from this terrorist group right here. Okay. Really interesting first episode. Really interesting. I think the dialogue is definitely one of the weakest parts. Yeah, it also is one of the most interesting parts in terms of the questions it brings up, actually. Got a weird duality with like Some of the dialogue being so stupid. Yeah, asking some pretty ingenious questions. Bringing up some pretty interesting points. But I quite liked it. I did quite like this. Again, it was better quality than I assumed it would be as well. But as I kept saying, like there's got to be some link between this and the author of series like Monster and stuff, right? Because some of the character designs look so similar. That looks so much like Gesalt in that shot right there. Maybe it's the same studio or something. Beach. Okay. A weird dialogue at the end, as well as. But this is the first anime from this studio. Bell Knox Films. Literally their only work. Interesting. Apologies, guys. Like I said, I'm just going to look up a few things here. Oh, the directors worked. Wow, the directors worked a lot on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Oh God. Oh God. Oh, that does not fill me with much hope. He's also the director of Toa no Yugure, which was an absolute disaster from last season, in my opinion. Anyway, I thought that show was horribly set out. It was an anime original, so maybe that's more to do with the writing side of things, but directing that is not a good sign. But like I said, I actually had a pretty good time with this episode. Surely there's got to be some link. I'm looking for anything here. I'm looking for anything that links this to. No. The mangaka of the source material hasn't really done too many stories. Yeah, I mean, even in the recommendations, the first thing recommended for the manga is Monster. It is Urasawa. Nice. Okay, I did get that right. There's got to be some kind of link. I'm just gonna assume that the author of this maybe was an aide or a helper to Urasawa in some of his works, because again the style is eerily similar with the character designs. Even some of the dialogue, like yes, there was some very stupid stuff in here, but I said in the opening, you can kind of tell that this is like going to be very character, very story driven. But yeah, pretty good start actually. Some funny moments in here. Like I said, there's some bad moments. The teenage dialogue was very cringe, and not sure how realistic it was, but it certainly felt a bit like I'm not really sure I want to listen to these people talk like this anymore. But then they bring up a really interesting question, where it'd be really interesting to see kind of Charlie's kind of thoughts on it. And again, I'm not really sure what to think about those, considering his thoughts kind of seem to stray from his actions at the end of the episode here. I mean, I guess that you could say this is kind of cementing what he said. Like his position would be that of the butterfly, and he's just I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, there's plenty of ways you could look into this, I guess. But let me know your whole interpretation of this scene. It was definitely the most interesting scene of the episode, away from the introduction where it was yeah, crazy work right there. But yeah, good opening, pretty solid start. So bad it's good in some ways, but actually just kind of good in many other ways as well. So looking forward to seeing more of this. I think it's going to be a really interesting series. Again, though, let me know what you guys thought about this one in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date with these weekly reactions. And I'll catch you guys next week with episode 2.